Okay, I'm back. It's been a pretty draining week, but there's been some good with the bad. Um, so there had been some minor issues with getting everything we needed for my dad's uniform for his burial because he was a Desert Storm veteran, and we had to go. My brother and I had actually my sister had also helped. We had gone all over the place getting everything. I had to get him a new combat infantry badge, which I had done while we were at the main National Guard post for the state. They'd also gotten certain things fixed for my dad's uniform for us, certain pins. I thought he was supposed to have two of one of them, and it turned out it was the pin that he had was for an officer, and he was enlisted. He was just a sergeant. So, by the way, I'm building this straight up here to go into the roof of the nether, make it a little bit easier. Because for this episode, I am going to acquire a villager, and I will. I'll show the technique for re-rolling the what is it? Looks like this. Ooh. I also gotta find out what the elevation is for that fortress over there. But yeah, as far as the funeral went, it was pretty dang heavy. And my brother had made mention of a story that he didn't want to. He was too embarrassed to tell during the funeral. And when it was my turn to speak, I ended up telling the story anyway. Like I said, you know what? My brother wasn't gonna tell it. I'm gonna tell it because he's usually the one of between the two of us who gets to tell the stories. I usually kind of take a back seat to everything. I'm usually the quiet one, if you can believe that, with all the chatter I do. But what was it? We had my dad having been a veteran who was honorably discharged. He the government paid for the plot and the headstone, I do believe, and I think they cover the funeral detail. It was just two men, a first sergeant which is I think 4 ranks above what my dad was, which my dad had gotten to do that before actually, a funeral detail. And the other soldier who was out there for the detail was a specialist, which is the same pay grade as a corporal, which is 1 rank below a sergeant. So technically, someone who would have been junior to my dad and someone who would have been senior to my dad. And they had folded the flag, presented it to my mom. You know, like my sister read my dad's obituary again. Or rather, she read it this time. Last time it was his cousin who had read it for us, and because of the situation, he kind of messed it up a little bit, which the man has been a professor at a college for years, so it isn't that he's not used to speaking in front of people. Okay, it's he just didn't want to have to do that. But then after my sister had read the obituary again, the paternal grandmother of one of her kids, so the mother of one of her kids' fathers, she has maintained a good relationship with my sister. She didn't have any ill will towards my sister or us over the ending of my sister's relationship with her son, but I don't really want to go into that because it's not really important, not really relevant. But she spoke a little bit. Her own husband is a veteran. He's a disabled veteran. I don't remember. I think he might have been Army, and he may have been a Vietnam vet. I'm guessing by his age. But yeah. So after the day of the funeral, we get home, and my oh crap! I'm gonna need to go back to the overworld, but you know what? I'll build my portal here, and I'll break the other one later. So that layers the bedrock. 1, 2, 3. That'll be number 4. Number 5. But, oh, I'm not carrying a dang... Also, I ain't carrying torches. So, yeah, we got home from the funeral, and my mom had told me that someone paid for the entire funeral. Now, I'm pretty sure I know who it was, but I'm not gonna... we were also told at first that they wanted to remain anonymous, but family members didn't want to... It's like they wanted to make sure the person received the credit they deserved, and also the gratitude that they deserved. I would have preferred to respect their wish for anonymity and not, try to pry. So the part that the government would not have paid for, the funeral services at the funeral home and the casket, it was over $7,000, and we would have been on the hook for that. Well, turns out we're not. It's a shock. And not only that, because I am going to need to come back to this stuff later. I am going to have to learn how to do the whole massive breaking of bedrock, because I do want to put a large hole through the roof of the nether. Anyway, people had also been donating money left and right to... We're not really worried about bills for the next month or so. The dryer can get fixed or replaced. The refrigerator gets paid off that my parents had to buy at the beginning of the year, because our refrigerator had gone out. And that's not something you want when you live in Arkansas, especially during the summer, because your food will get ruined very fast. There are times in December where it will be it's not uncommon for it to be 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Aha! That's the one we want. Right there. Actually, I've got the ladders. There we go. And what I will do is I'll come back with ender pearls and the stuff that I know to break that, which is not going to be. I don't think it's going to be this episode, unless I cut out a lot of stuff. But we'll have to take a look at that. I'll record bits and segments here and um, see how long it'll be, or a rough estimate, and how much I might clip out. I'll probably do like I did with the previous episode, where I prepped the older clips beforehand. Like, I clipped those all down, and then I recorded the unpleasantness. But what am I doing? That's what I need. We did learn that because of the way they do things now, a veteran who dies, their spouse does not have to be buried separately from them. So and it's just that one plot, and it's not the National Cemetery; it's the State Veterans Cemetery. But like they had more room, it's also easier to deal with there. And they did several burials. They've been doing several burials a day for quite a while now. But the vaults are deeper, so that when my mother goes, her casket could go in with his. It'll be placed on top. Alright, now that's taken care of. I almost went back down that ladder. But yeah. Oh, and we'd had a leak that was from before my dad died. In fact, I think it was before I did episode. I know it was before episode 3, and it was probably also before episode 2 had been recorded. And I'd been, shutting the water off to the toilet, but people just kept reusing the thing with it. Wouldn't listen to me. But the carpet and the 18 years worth of spills and stuff getting into it. Oh wait, I don't need that. I will need to check. Okay. So, yeah, I was just checking some coordinates on my phone. But I had forgotten also that I'd gotten paid 8 hours of holiday pay on the 4th, which was the day that I didn't work that day, but I was scheduled the day after it. And that was also the day that I think I'd gotten episode 2 uploaded just the night before, or maybe it was like a little bit after midnight. But I had went and recorded episode 3 and the first clips of episode 4 before you saw me breaking the bad news. And not only that, Monday my brother and I had to go up to where I work because you generate time off, like unpaid time off that you can take or use for whatever, based on how much time you've been working. All right, so you work a full day, that gets a half hour of unpaid time for you. Or at least if you work there, like, for a significant portion of the day, you'll get the full half hour. And the Saturday before my dad had died, I didn't sleep. I hadn't slept that night, so I took the day off. And honestly, if I had known what was going to happen, I would not have. But it's okay because like the 7 hours I missed for the day had been they'd been excused, or they were it was unpaid time originally, and it put me in the negatives on my balance to the point where I would dang it. It was a point where I would have very much have lost my job if some kind of paperwork was rejected. And dang it, when I'd gone up there and I explained the situation to the HR associate at the HR desk, which she was not the one in charge, but which was fine. But she happened to be one of the ones that was there, and she had heard me state that my dad had died. Well, she was wanting to, but she had to check with the supervisor, who didn't look up, but not at first. And I had also already talked with the 24-hour HR department, which is not at our building, but like it would have been like I'd have to do some paperwork. Well, as I go to leave, thinking I'm gonna hoping I can do this paperwork correctly and in as fast as I can, because I keep getting worn out with like all the stress of everything happening and just doing so much all the time. My family's probably put a couple hundred miles on the vehicles over the past week. All the driving around we're doing, and what was it? I turned to leave, and the lady in charge called me by name. I don't know her name. I could probably name a dozen people that I've worked with. I've worked there for almost 2 years now. But she called my name, and I couldn't hear her at first over the machinery, but I come around to listen to her, and she had told me that one of her people had said that I'm a good person, and I didn't need to worry about anything. She had my back. She had my back with this. So she went in and refunded my time, like reset it to the unpaid time to what it was that morning, or rather when I had clocked out that day. So I'm keeping my job. I'm not at risk of losing it. And my mom and I are still taking leaves of absence. We're on it right now. And I don't have to worry about being broke, because I had 2 of my bereavement days marked for last week, which that feels a long time ago. And I what were those quotes? Alright, here. That's the coordinate I want. Yeah, I'd had a previous attempt at doing this. I think I had done this part on my first attempt to record the bulk of episode 4. Yeah, this episode is probably going to just be me setting up to take the villagers. I don't know, it depends on how much I'm able to cut out. And I may actually cut out a lot of the chatter too. which means I'd have to. Well, I would be watching it all over again. I'll probably take notes when I talk about. Oh, I did not want to do that. That is the wrong thing to do. Derp. Derp. I better. And thankfully it's night, so there's no villagers gonna just wander on into that thing. Oh, better yet, keep them out of it entirely. And I'll come back through with some. That's just so I can get the boat through. I didn't really need that, actually. That's fine. It's just grass. What the heck? It's almost like flying with an electric. So I'm going to scoot back to base. I'll try to gather my thoughts a little bit more so I can cut out the trip back. Okay, I am back. I think I've managed to, I don't know, calm myself down a little bit. Come to a bit of a settled state of mind. So get rid of that. I had somewhere that I had one of these nests. But yeah, the funeral was really nice. They played song "Babe" by Styx, and my whole family loves that band. Here they are. So I was just listening to that, like I'd taken a break from recording. And I think I have a chest somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I'll keep one. I'll just put the coal right here for now. But ooh, I better switch that out. Okay, so actually I have more books somewhere right here. I think I'll take a quick break to try and get a couple more enchantments here. Okay. Back. So, yeah, kind of went on for a long tangent. Forgot all about talking about how we had the carpet issue in the other room from before Dad died. Well, yesterday, the day after the funeral, we had gotten him, we'd gone and cleared out the room. We took all the stuff out of there, and we just ripped the carpets up while the landlord was, what was he doing? He was fixing the toilet. The seal between the tank and the bowl had split open, and it had been leaking for a while. To negative 160. That's where we're trying to go. Negative 160, or rather 17 by negative 160. But so we're gonna put some kind of like laminate flooring in the master bedroom. We're getting rid of the California King bed that my parents had somehow mistakenly ended up with. And Mom's getting a queen-size bed, and Uh, I can tell it's going to be a long process, but it's also, we know it's gonna turn out for better in the end. But it's gonna help us, heal as a family. And like during Dad's funeral, there was a part where they played "Endless Love," which was my parents' wedding song, and this was it's supposed to have been just Mom up there, um, and she wouldn't put his latest wedding ring on Dad's hand, on his ring finger, on his left hand, and she put her most recent wedding, because older ones of hers had been, like, ones she'd had in the past had been stolen. Um, but yeah, the the day of their anniversary, like, because my dad died before their anniversary. Um, no, I didn't have to go back that far. Or yeah. So the day that was supposed to be their anniversary, went and, oh crap! I got those books in there still. Whoops. But yeah, it's great that I can still laugh on occasion. Mom even made us laugh at the funeral, um, which brought, like the entire, like, everyone in attendance was laughing at it. But it was a really sweet moment. But anyway, when it was that, like, after we had all been laughing, um, it was when they played mom and dad's song, and after she had put her ring on his index finger, because that's what she wore hers, because her hands had swollen over the years, so she couldn't really. I better disable that down there. I'll do that later. I can do that off camera. But Mom started to cry. Understandably, given the situation. And it wasn't like she wasn't silently crying, and almost as soon as she did, like, just a fraction of a second. If my sister had just been a fraction of a second slower on telling us to, or motioning for us to get up, and she took my hand, and I did the same for my brother, and all three of us just went up there. I put my arms around Mom, like, all four of us were holding each other, and we just sobbed right there in front of everybody. And so I'm trying not to choke up, but I don't think I'd ever felt so close to what remains of my family. I don't think I've ever felt that close to them in my life. But and there's been a couple of mix-ups, and there was something I remembered earlier today, actually, about something that was going on. My dad was buried in his formal uniform that he had since he left the army in '91. So it was the dress greens, and these days it's blue for the army. Well, we thought he was supposed to have a name tag on his jacket, which there actually is regulations for it. I didn't see them on the funeral detail, but that might be for all I know, it could just be some regulation thing that those on funeral detail don't have their name tags displayed or something like that. But which, again, I would think that would be I would find that understandable. And a little time to. I need. Pretty sure I need levers. I don't have any. Okay, so I'm gonna make some levers. You kidding me? I had this in here. There. I need levers. Let's see. The unit commendations for my dad's uniform, one of them was missing, and we had noticed that there were, or that one of the felt, there were these felt, no, there's these obvious felt things that go underneath the unit. It's pretty much the unit crest. Oh, I need one more. Yeah, I do need one more. And he had been in the 18th Infantry. The unit crest actually is my little icon now for YouTube, and we had gotten a hold of Fort Riley on Monday because we could not find those, and I was seriously, oh crap, I need the doors. Break on through to the other side. Yeah, that'll work. And well, like I said, I was thinking about, I seriously considered going all the way out there to Fort Riley, Kansas, and back over the course of the night just to get these dang the unit creds, the unit commendations. And they had, since my brother's father-in-law works on the Air Force base, the people at Fort Riley told my brother to call the people at the Air Force base and to have them email someone over at Fort Riley. And they got that shipped out there. My brother had gotten a hold of the people that make the nameplates. He told them what happened. They rushed it to us, and it arrived. It was after the funeral itself, but it was the day after the funeral, but also the day before the burial. Oh crap! And there we go. Put that there. Okay. Well, that stuff had come to us, and my brother and I had gone to the funeral home and we got Dad's uniform in order. And we had found that the reason why one of the unit site commendations was missing was because the pin had broken off of it. And earlier today, I was remembering that I had looked at Dad's uniform and saw that one of them had been turned the wrong direction, and then we realized, or I showed it to Dad, and what had happened was that the pin had broken off of it, and it held the felt in place. But we got him fixed, got his thing fixed, and we put so both of the unit commendations that are on his uniform now were brand new. So we have his old one, but we will have to get a new one somewhere. And you know what? Now that I think about it, when I had showed Dad that his unit commendation had broken, I think I had asked him about how to replace it. I think he said something about having to get a hold of Fort Riley, or being lucky and finding it online, which actually you can buy them online now. You can order such things, So I'm going to order those. We're going to do a shadow box for Dad, and I didn't find out until after my father had passed that he had wanted to do a shadow box. I thought he wouldn't have been interested in that. Well, we're going to. My brother and I are going to do that. Someone had donated a uniform. I don't remember if it was specifically for that, but I'm also going to try and get new patches that are of the uniform regulation for the military as it was in '91. Because I'm not 100% sure if they've changed anything about the rank insignia. But I also found a new one of his. Oh yeah, I think I was mentioning earlier something about my parents' anniversary, the dinner. Yeah, my mom found one of my dad's older wedding rings and gave it to me. And interestingly enough, the only place it fits me is on my left ring finger, where you wear your wedding ring. So I may have to get married. I mean, I could wear it like that anyway. But it would also be like false advertising, you know. Apparently, there are people out there who will see that a guy has a wedding ring and they will try to get him to cheat, like because they know that he's pre-vetted. He must be considered a good man, but if they get him to cheat, he kind of, you know, proves that wrong. But yeah, I'll light all this up. Oh, I shouldn't, but I can always reset my spawn point. So yeah, we got the extra. I got the extra combat infantry badges. I had at one point thought about making a massive one of those for like on a map, like map art for the game, but I decided against it because it might run afoul of certain rules because the infantry badge, combat infantry badge, and all that, they have a rifle as the center point of the badge. Like if you ever see a U.S. soldier with a badge that's got a rectangle, it's got a blue field with a silver depiction of a rifle, and sometimes a version of that will have a wreath, and another version that has a wreath and a star. The only way to get that award is to not only be an infantryman who gets deployed, but you also have to be in a firefight, as in you get into a shootout with hostile forces. Oh man. And the crazy thing is that my brother had asked my father if he had ever taken a person's life, and my dad said no, and thank God. And I had always assumed my dad had. I didn't want to ask him. I didn't want to, make him think about it. But the thing about my dad is he's also like he was a really good shot with a rifle. On his what is it? Well, one of his awards is, and one is also on his uniform. We got some of his older ones, or another one of his older ones that I'd found is it was a marksmanship badge, and I think the one he has is he has the one that is expert, which means you're in the top scoring category when it comes to qualification. What's funny is he was a crack shot before he was in the army, but he was not really familiar with the. At least I think I understand it this way. He was not quite familiar with the way they did the qualification thing, and you'll have all these. I'm sure you can find on YouTube how the how soldiers qualify with the M16 and the M4 rifle and carbine, respectively. The M4 is just a short version of an M16. That's all. But he made the same mistake I did when I was trying to qualify on the first attempt. Is that you'll have these different lanes and these pop-up targets. They're only up for a moment. Well, I don't know if I forgot. I'm pretty sure that I had forgotten, now that I think about it, that there's more than one row in front of you that you would shoot at. And if my dad had made one more target, he would have qualified on his first attempt. But when he actually figured it out, he did better. He did a lot of crazy stuff like that. He'd won bets. He'd won a bet with some guys about something with the little 203 launcher that is goes under the. Oh, I'm gonna have to bring this down one. Oh well, it's no big deal. Oop-a-doop. Oh. Ah! Not there. Yeah, the thing with the launcher, I'm not sure exactly where he was stationed, but they had, out of this range, there was this bulldozer, right? The soldiers would just take pot shots at it, just something. It's out there, it's not gonna work anymore. Might as well. Soldiers will get bored, and bored soldiers do shenanigans. That's their thing. And sometimes you do stupid stuff. But we like the bet was like how far this launcher was, or this bulldozer was, that you could. Why do I feel like I've told this story to so many people lately? But the story with the bulldozer, the bet was something like he would be able to hit. Like, he called the order that he'd be able to hit this or get these shots to land. And he had like one was just past it, one was just short of it, one was to the left, and one was to the right. And the fifth one would be on top of the thing. And they didn't believe him. He's like, all right, you might want me to hold on your money, boys. And sure enough, he did it. And apparently, this was outside of the range which you're supposed to be able to do that. And then there was another time where they were just doing regular, like upkeep training on marksmanship skills, and the dude who was running the thing was like, he was like I think it was some officer. He's trying to make himself look good. He's like, yeah, I want to make sure everyone's, gonna shoot real good today and all that. My dad's like, I don't really feel like doing that. And I think my dad might have been a platoon sergeant by this point. But, there was, I think it was, my dad was would have been the platoon sergeant, and it was him, the first sergeant, and this officer. I don't know if he was the platoon leader or the XO. I don't think he was the company commander, because that would have been like a captain, and the captain would have known, or should have known, that his one of his platoon sergeants is capable of when it comes to shooting. So, and at this end of this exercise, you're supposed to show that you have used all the ammo, so that you're not taking live ammo off the range, because they get really unhappy about that. Oh crap! I forgot I was going to do this part, but I can replace that later. well, they're out there, and they were in three groups, and they were in groups of three. I mean, and it was my dad, that first sergeant, and that officer. Well, my dad is between them, and when these targets popped up, my dad shot all three of the targets, and he kept doing, and it was getting the other guys agitated. And by the way, that's considered bad range etiquette on civilian ranges. Well, yeah, like my dad had, like when they get done, when they finish with the thing, they see that my dad has spent all this ammo, and the other guys not so much, and they get kind of angry. They're like, "Why have you guys not been shooting?" And they point at my dad, and they had explained, like the officer explained what my dad had done, and my dad was like, "I told you I didn't really feel like shooting that well today." But and there was also this story that my brother had told as part of my dad's eulogy, where they had been out on a, like my brother spoke his part first, like all three of his kids did, and my dad's cousin talked. It wasn't really that long of a service, but my dad was also not he was one of those people who's like, yeah, I don't want to make a huge deal out of it, you know, it's already hard enough on everyone, and well, also I'm about to catch that villager in a, I better close those. I'm gonna catch that villager in a boat out here, and I will run him, I'll dig a hole into there for the, what is that called? The trading hall. But I'll get him out here to the overworld first, and then prep the thing. But yeah, because this video, I gotta make these videos as long as I have to. If I gotta split them up here and there, I'll just like insert a clip where I've just stayed this going on longer than I was really wanting it to. But that way I don't have to cut out a whole bunch of stories, and it could save time on editing. But they were on some night op, and they were supposed to keep their the red lens on their flashlights for light discipline, because you're supposed to practice not to being all that visible, because that's not a good thing to do when you're in a combat zone. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. They're doing this exercise, and with the flashlights. Man, I have to do a cut there because I just spent a whole lot of time not talking. But the lieutenant gives them this lieutenant gives them these this grid square that they're supposed to be doing their exercise in, which it's like two-digit number by another two-digit number. And while they're out there that night, they notice that a plane flying, and they get a hold of somebody, and they say, they ask about like if there's supposed to be planes in the area, any flights overhead, and they were told no. So my dad takes the lens off of his the red lens off of his flashlight, and he shines it at the plane. He signals it because it's one of those flashlights that look like they're issue, but actually they are not issue. You had to buy them. They're the Fulton flashlights. We've got a couple of them around here. But the plane goes and it banks the other direction, or it leaves the area, and then someone calls them on the radio and tells them they need to get back now. And so they return, and they've come to find out that the lieutenant had given them the wrong grid square, and that plane was an AC-130 gunship that was about to make an attack run. So if my dad had not just tried to signal this aircraft, all those guys would be dead. And it would have been on that lieutenant. And supposedly he had told whoever it was that if my dad was sent to war with that man would not come back because my dad would not have had his back. Which, that's kind of interesting. There's this huge, like, ridiculous... Like, it's a military meme that, like, lieutenants cannot figure out land nav. Like... I know it's like a running gag, but it's like, it's so dang prevalent that people make those kind of jokes about him all the time. Actually, I'm going to take that one out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a mechanism in here to raise and lower the villager for, you get him turned into a zombie or a zombie villager, which you might want to put it on hard difficulty when you go to do that, because it's a 100% chance of happening if the villager is killed by a zombie. I know I'm talking kind of fast, sorry. Heck it, people can click it and read through. But, you know, and then there was that story I think I told last episode about him saving that kid's life by stopping another officer. But yeah, the whole meme is that lieutenants, for some reason, just cannot do the land. Yeah, like I said. Oh yeah, I did say that. Yeah, they can't do the land nav right. That is a big problem. I wonder why that is. Why they lieutenants tend to screw up land nav that much. Let's see. Do I have any? I don't. I will need this. Let's see. Ooh, you know what? Do I have mangrove planks? I've got mangrove logs, but I do have to do that. But, yeah, so, oh yeah, someone paid for the whole funeral in full. We're not on the hook for that, and people had donated, like, oh yeah, I did talk about the donations, yeah. I should have written all this stuff down to talk about. I'll just, like, clip to this stuff. I'll just clip through that, edit stuff. Let's see. What am I doing? Oh. Mangrove tree. I don't have to cut it down now. I'll just step in here real quick. Actually, I'm going to get enough to make multiple sticky pistons. Yeah. Oh, what the? I accidentally touched the touchpad on my laptop. But, let's see. Maybe 6 of those. And I will... Oh, hey, what's the chiseled bookshelf thing? Oh, you got slabs across the middle instead of books. But I want this. There we go. I don't know why I'm using those ones instead. But, let's see. I lost my train of thought. But, I had levers on me, didn't I? I think I've used them up. Yeah, I've used my levers. sticky pistons. Oh. 4 of those. That's a good number. But once I get this mending thing, I think the next big project I'll do, if I can get glass off of this guy, I'll go and get a whole bunch of amethyst for tinted glass, which should not take a whole lot of work. But what we're going to do here with this little thing, we'll put our... Oh, actually, I want some decorative stuff in here. Ding, dong, ding, 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 ding. Where is my... Haha. Okay, so now what we're going to do with this thing is put this right here. I'll actually put a regular torch there. In fact, I'll put a redstone torch right there. Actually, better yet. It'll be fine because no one's really going to be seeing it from where I'm at. Ooh, better no. No. Because I'm going to do multiple floors. I don't want to accidentally... yeah. That way if I come through for the next floor, I don't... actually... Okay, so then we're going to go make it so I can keep this guy from moving very much. Oh no! Didn't want to do that. So also keep him from going over his workstation that I'm going to give him. And you know what? Yeah, I don't know if I mentioned my mom was given the folded flag that was draped on my father's coffin. Or, not coffin, casket. There is a difference. But, where do you think you're going? Alright, that taken care of. Are you... Did I really do that? Okay, it's not like it's the end of the world. Get back in there, certificate. Get back in there, get back in, back. Gah, gotcha. But, okay, and then we will put this trap door on top there so that you can't get out. There we go. And by the way, no, it does not specifically have to be mangrove. But, yeah. It was just an aesthetic choice. See what else was there. Yeah, well, what you do with this here is when they pick a workstation, they'll have one set of trades, and if you don't trade with them, you can reset the trades and get different options. And what I'm looking for is one who... Actually, I better get my emeralds and book ready. And a bunch of paper. actually, I need a stack of paper, at least. So, clear out my inventory. Whatever. Okay. I do need my emeralds. Where are my emeralds? They gotta be in here. Aha. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep breaking this and resetting his trades to until I get one that is paper and a reasonable price mending book. And what I call reasonable is under 20. And because it can take a while, I will come back when I get done with this resetting it, because it can take a long time. And sometimes you will get lucky and only have to reset it once. Or actually get it first try. That has happened to me before, by the way. Anyway, I will be back in a moment. So that... Like, I'll just hit record when I see the mending book is ready or available. Whew! That took a good while. But 10 emeralds for a mending book is not bad at all. So we're going to lock this trade. Oh, I don't have any books on me. Oh no. I could lock it with paper. And as you can see, it increases his level. By the way, I didn't go straight from like away. Like, so it's the next morning in real world time. My mom took my dad's brother and her own mother with her today. They dropped my uncle off at the airport, and my mother and grandmother are... I might have already stated I was going out of state for a while to visit her half of the her side of the family. And by the way, I also moved this guy back during that long process of getting the trades I wanted. And you know what? I will take this right here and turn it. So now he can't move out of there. And this is only temporary. I get around to a villager breeder. I'm recording, right? Yep. I would have books. I know where I got books. I know where I got books. First... Let's see, anything else I need to drop in here. This can go. Actually, door. Some of the redstone stuff, because doors can be activated by redstone. Put that back. Oh. Don't need the torches now. Whew. Not sure I'm not talking a lot right now. Just trying to focus. There we go. I gave me a book so I can get that mending on my silk touch pick. I'm gonna just clip out the ladder ride. All right, here we go. Like to purchase this book, sir? I need like 2 of it, too, at least. You know what? I know I'm gonna need more than 1. Put those there. I'll check my. What did I come over to get? Paper. I don't have. I have this stuff. Okay. Time to go shopping. I need to make purchase, sir. Thorns, that's not bad. That's thorns what? 2. But yeah, you just hit spacebar and it loads up the last trade you did. And you hold control while clicking and it drops it down in your thing. So, oh no! I think he's broke. At the moment. Wait, hold on. $3. In fact, let's go get some leather. These mending books. You know what? I'm gonna come back from a repair break. Just set that in the offhand. Actually, do a quick little demonstration for anyone who has not seen the use of the mending enchantment. Okay, I got a few of those skeletons there. Give me squish. I don't like that noise. You know what? I have an idea. I'll have to check out later. So, and as you can see, like, tool tips, 363. So I'll just keep getting experience to repair it. But yeah, if wool is used to muffle sound when you're in the deep dark, I wonder if I could use it out here to as like a little as a chamber to like a way to keep it quiet and then just flip a lever and the stuff gets moved out of the way. I'm pretty sure I can activate. I'd be able to activate from down here. I'll probably cut through a lot of this stuff here and put some tinted glass up so that I can watch to see if it's operating well, like how far I can actually be from it. Because like right here, I probably can't activate it, but anyway, I'll come back once I've finished repairing my pick. Okay, got mending on some stuff. Oh, don't want that. I want on this one. And actually, I will use this for getting mushrooms. The brown mushrooms that I'm going to need for the slime farm. Yeah, went AFK for a bit, and I let them just accumulate. And I had more than I needed to get to level 30, so I've used that one time. Oh, come on. I gotta just put that back there. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna start doing in the future is I'll try to write down some thoughts to, or anything that I feel I would need to talk about for the next episode, because it's like I kept going back and forth with some things, and it gets annoying doing that, because it's like I'll remember something suddenly, and then I go off on a tangent, and then forget that I'm on a tangent. I'm gonna try and repeat the process with a couple more villagers. I might get a few and then get some for a breeder, so that I have the trades I need. It's still not out. But I bet I can harvest some sugarcane. In fact, did I still have some in here? No. Next episode, I'll go towards I'll do with the Nether Fortress stuff, so that I can get some brewing stuff ready. That way, I can have a what's it called? Another wart farm that so just do this to make it easier. Supposedly my brother is coming over later tonight, and I think his wife is also coming. My niece might come over. I think we're going to watch the Dungeons and Dragons movie, Honor Among Thieves. You know, it's something to do, because this would be the night that, or this is Saturday. Not that you'd be able to tell from the recording. But, it would be on Saturdays that we do our, you know what? I'm gonna get me a block of wood. This will do fine. I'm sure that pink will, stand out. You know, the color of this pink kind of reminds me of, there's, don't know if you'd have heard of it. It's a thing called strawberry milk. Where they use strawberry, like artificial strawberry flavoring, and put it in milk. That Nesquik stuff does that. I don't know how long they've been doing that, but I remember back in the 90s they came out with that. Or they had that. I'd seen commercials for it. There was a Or maybe I just saw it on the shelves. I don't remember. It was like 94, 95. So, yeah, real long time ago. Which, by the way, if you take the strawberry flavoring, the strawberry syrup, and you put that in your milk with some chocolate syrup, or if you use the powders, I guess, you would have, it would taste like chocolate covered strawberries, and it's really tasty. I also did once banana, but I think my best favorite would be the, hold on. This is why I need to, like, color code this stuff soon. Cave. Oh, this cave, duh. Armor Siskis Farm, horse fruit. Okay, hold on. Skeleton Farm facelift, slime farm, that'll probably be the next episode, up for the next episode. Sugar farm, sugarcane glaze, frog-like wither rose. Technically got that, but I need more dudes. I also need to find out if there's like a zombie spawner anywhere nearby, and I could just do something to I could rig up a switch to send the zombie to different sections and have him turn the villagers to zombify the villagers, and you can restore them. Oh, but in order to do that stuff, I'm gonna need potions. So I guess next episode will be dealing with or tackling that Nether Fortress. I'm in the overworld, and I'm looking at where it would be in relation to the portal. So let's see. Getting kind of started on that. Oh. Well. I guess I don't have to worry about taking off a sign because I've already got Mending. So I guess I will say that's it for this episode. And it's kind of fitting that, so soon after Dad, that I get Mending. And this whole week, like the week before Dad died, so 2 weeks ago, it was like hot all the time, like really hot. And then we suddenly get thunderstorms, and then I think it rained a little bit last week, throughout the week, but then we'd get storms a lot this week. It rained right before, and I think it rained right before we did the service for my dad, and then right as it ended, it started to rain, so we had to be quick about getting the flag into the truck. And I'm also hoping I never have to be at a watch a flag being folded again. It's not a fun sight. And Mom could not. She couldn't remember what was said. But, you know, as I said before, I think we're going to do okay.